Okay, so what I made now is a cone, and I haven't even looked at this yet. So this is what's happening when the sphere is descending into a cone. Okay, so at whatever height I made this, you can see it's touching part of the cone.
But it's not touching, like, the center.
Yeah. So what do we see here? What do we see as the sphere has descended partially through the cone?
Well, you have this hole in the center. That's when we see sort of a donut shape.
Yeah, like a two-dimensional donut shape. And what do you think in this case, when it's descending into this upside-down cone, what do you think the very first thing we see is?
If it's an upside down cone, we'd see a point. It's just it touching.
Well, the point is at the bottom here, so you can sort of see the cone here. The point's down here, and the sphere is coming from the top down. So the very first thing that happens is what? Is you put the sphere into the upside down cone.
It's like a circle.
That's right. It's a circle. So as we go up higher here, so I'll go up to say, I'll put the height being 10.
You said 610.
At 610, I don't think you're going to see very much. Let's see. No, it hasn't touched yet.
Maybe
8 or 7.
Yeah, let's do 8. Oops, doesn't
still
touch.
isn't touched. 7.
There we go.
There we go.
Like a small.
So it's just starting to touch, and we see, you can imagine now, we see the circle. And what happens as we descend? We go down to 3.
The hole gets smaller and smaller
Why?
because you're descending farther and farther in, and then eventually the circle gets filled in.
Okay. So now
It's entirely.
I'm touching the whole cone. So maybe if I go up to 4, we'll see a small hole. Actually, the radius of this is 5, so I got to go up to 5.5. We'll see a small hole.
Yep.
It's a very small hole.
And so initially what we see here is a circle, and then sort of a two-dimensional donut-like shape. And then as I go below, what am I seeing for the rest of the time? Like,
A circle. Just getting smaller and smaller.
yeah, just getting smaller and smaller, and that's as it descends into the cone, and it gets smaller and smaller.
And it comes out.
So now we see a projection, a shape, because we're living in this cone world. We see
Circle.
a circle.
And then a donut. And then.
And then a filled in circle.
Yeah, and then those all somehow add together to
form.
form a perfect sphere. But it's very distorted because we're seeing the sphere interacting with a cone.
Yeah.
And so when the sphere says, well, just add what you're seeing all together in slices, how in the world do those slices make this?
Yeah, because there's a hole.
Yeah, because it looks like there was a hole, right? But we can even do one other thing here that's really very different. So here we had the sphere descending right over, perfectly symmetric with the center of the cone.
Yeah.
What if that probably wouldn't happen, right? What if it was off to the side?
Well, you wouldn't see parts of the sphere.
Well, the cone is infinitely big, so all the sphere will eventually touch part of the cone.
But that would be even more distorted.
Yeah, so let's take a look at that.